everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I'm going to talk about reasons why your listings aren't selling. I haven't done one of these in a couple of months, and I just figured I've come across a lot of listings in the last couple of weeks because I've actually been making a lot of purchases on Poshmark recently, and I've been coming across these listings that I'm just like, why would someone purchase from that? Like, to me, they're just immediate red flags, and it's a little bit frustrating as a seller and also a buyer, and I'm like, I would never do that. So I just wanted to make one of these videos, and again, I'm going to block out all the handles because I don't want to throw any hate to these closets. I'm just saying that these are things that you can improve in your listings that are going to help you have a lot more success in the future. Before we get started with today's video, I just wanted to give one quick shout out to a subscriber of mine here on this channel who decided to go out of their way to donate $5 to my channel to help me out just because they really liked the content that I was providing. And I never asked for this. Actually, I was very surprised that this happened. Now, I'm extremely grateful, and I just wanted to let this person know that, you know, it means a lot to me that they took the time out of their day to do that. And I really, honestly, am very appreciative of it, and this is why I strive to do what I do, because I would love to keep helping you all out. So I'm gonna put her handle here, and again, thank you so much. I think your name is Naisha or Nisha, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, and then it's Nisha20 or Naisha20. Again, I'm not sure how I'm saying that, but I just wanted to say thank you so much again. I figured you deserved an actual shout out versus just a comment back saying thank you, because again, words can't even express how grateful I am for your donation. Also, make sure that you're subscribed because I do videos every single week, and I would love to have you stick around for more in the future. But yeah, let's get right into today's video and let's learn about things that you should maybe improve in your listings if you are doing these things. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is actually those closets that have like these really bizarre, strange rules to them. So like, I've seen a lot of closets who basically say like, oh, don't ask me for measurements, don't ask me for any more details, I don't have time, or, you know, that they won't ship to certain states, or, you know, just really crazy rules. And I'll put some examples here on the screen, but you'd be really surprised how many closets I've come across that have these really bizarre rules in them, and it just is crazy to me because I would never shop from a closet that has like all these rules listed or all these criteria that you have to meet, and I don't know, it's just a little bit crazy to me. So definitely avoid these closets, because to me that's just a giant red flag and it's only going to cause you problems later on. And not to mention, definitely avoid those closets that don't provide measurements, because again, if you don't know what size the item is that you're purchasing, you're not going to know if it's going to fit you. And because you can't return for something not fitting you on Poshmark, it is crucial for you to know what the measurements are. So for someone to say that they don't have time to provide measurements, to me, that's a red flag, and I would definitely avoid that closet. Okay, this next listing I came across, it's a really beautiful dress, but the problem is the photo is just a really awkward photo. It's literally taken on a stove, which is the last place that I would think to photograph my listings. I'm just actually trying to imagine what this would look like in my own kitchen, because it's just crazy to me, and I don't even know how I would hang it from there. But I just don't think that background is really working for you, and it's kind of a little noisy, so it's distracting you from the actual dress and the listing. So I would just, you know, take a picture in front of a white wall, even if you have like a hook or something that you could put on a wall, or even like a door if you have a hook that you could hang on the back of a door. That is so much better than doing it on a stove. I think the stove is just a little distracting and just a little bit bizarre. And the way that the dress is like angled on the thing, it just, I don't know, it just doesn't look that good. And I think this is hurting your listing from selling. Okay, this next one was actually a dress that came up when I was actually searching. I was searching for some floral dresses the other day, and this one came up and it was really pretty, but the problem is it's really hard to even tell what the dress looks like because it's all kind of scrunched together because of the way it's being hung on the hanger. And this is again why I stress using a mannequin, because it won't look this way when it's on a mannequin. When dresses are on a hanger, when they don't hang right, they just look really squished and it looks wrinkled, and you can't really tell what the dress really looks like. And this actually kind of made me not want to purchase from this closet, just because I couldn't really get a good understanding of what the dress really looked like. So I would recommend, as best as you can, use a mannequin or use a hanger, but make sure that the piece hangs flat. Otherwise, it's really hard for someone to see what the piece looks like. Okay, so the next example is another one that came up while I was searching for something on Poshmark this past week. I was looking for a white quilted crossbody bag. Eventually I came across one after searching and searching a lot, but a main issue I kept running into was people that were just using stock photos and not showing me what the actual purse looked like. So it's already a red flag to use a stock photo to begin with, and I can't stress enough how important it is to not use those stock photos. But if you're only using stock photos, I personally am not going to shop from you, and I know a lot of other people that aren't either. And this is really preventing your listing from selling, because a lot of people see those stock photos and they don't really know what your bag looks like. They don't know if they're getting it in good condition. They don't know what the true color is of it. And I just find that it's a little bit, you know, you're kind of misleading the buyer, because we're not actually buying from a store. I want to know what the actual item looks like, not what the company's photos looks like. And to that note as well, again, with stock photos, the picture can be a little altered, the coloring can be different than what it actually is in real life. And I was noticing that when I was typing in white quilted crossbody bags, I was getting a lot of, you know, white quilted crossbodies in the pictures, which was great. But then I would go to the description and it would say the bag was ivory or the bag was off-white or cream, but they weren't really describing that in the pictures, or, you know, they weren't making it extremely clear. I had to like ask them, or I had to really do a deep dive on the actual purse to see what the color was. So if your stock photos look different than what the actual item looks like, that is even more of a reason to have those photos that, you know, show the actual color of the item, because it's very misleading. And I was getting a little frustrated myself because, again, I wanted white. I didn't want ivory or off-white or anything like that. And all these listings were coming up because they were tagged with white, and the listings were showing white, but they weren't actually white. So make sure that the color is accurate, and make sure that you're not just using those stock photos. In fact, don't use stock photos at all. It's just a big no-no on the platform. Okay, this next pair of jeans is a coloring issue. So they whited out the background, which is great. That's exactly what you want to do. However, they whited out the background and the jeans look kind of dirty. Like, they don't look like they're true to color. And when you scroll through the listing photos, you can see that the jeans are like a light blue color. But the first two photos where they whited out the jeans made it look like they were like brown or dirty. And this is because of the way your item had shadows on it while you were taking the photo. So when they went to white out the background, it provided like this weird like brown cast over the jeans, which is not what the jeans look like. And this is actually making people not want to purchase because the jeans look like they're dirty. So definitely make sure that when you are whiting out the background, you are using the best natural daylight that you can, and make sure that there's no weird shadows or anything like that. And when you white out those backgrounds, make sure that you're looking at it and say, does this look like what the jeans look like? Or does this look like what the item looks like? Because if the answer is no, then you probably shouldn't be posting that photo. You should probably take another photo. Because again, people are going off that first impression. If that first impression is not good, they're probably going to skip right over the listing without even clicking in the details to see what the jeans really do look like. Okay, this next one only has 3 pictures and none of them are very good. So all 3 are very blurry and they just don't accurately show what the top looks like. So it looks like it's a black top, but I can't see if there's any kind of detail on it. I can't see what the material would be. I can't tell if there's texture or anything like that. Every single photo is blurry. And not to mention that there's only 3 photos, which is also a big red flag. You definitely want to have more than 3 photos. You want to show the whole item in the pictures if possible. This was just like showing close-ups and a picture of the tag, which I recommend doing, but having more than 3 photos is really important. And so when you're taking your photos, don't just rush. Don't just take a photo to take a photo. You want to make sure your photo looks good. Otherwise, people are going to avoid your closet and just keep scrolling until they find another closet that has really good photos. Okay, this next problem I've seen, and I know I've been guilty of it myself, is just putting the wrong size in the photos and then in the tags. So this person shows that the jeans are a size 26 in the photos. They took a picture of the tag of the pants, but then they have the item tagged as a 24. And that is misleading because if people filter on a certain size, those sizes are going to come up, and then they're going to see in your listing photos that that's actually not the size they're looking for. And like I said, I have had this happen to myself. I'm definitely not perfect. I actually had it the other day where I had something completely marked the wrong size, and the buyer said if it was marked the right size, she would have purchased. And unfortunately, it wasn't actually her size, but again, she had it filtered on a certain size, and that is what came up because of the way it was labeled. So it is so important to make sure that you're labeling correctly. Otherwise, people are not gonna be able to purchase your items, or they're gonna purchase by accident thinking that it was a different size. This next one is a one-piece bathing suit, and they say it's new with tag, but they don't really talk about anything about the swimsuit. So do they say it's full coverage? Do they say it has, you know, what the colors look like? A good way to describe this is that it's color block. People like things that are color block. I know myself, I look for things that are that way. So describe the coverage of it. Describe if it's cheeky, or if it's like a thong style, or if it's full coverage, or things like that. People want to know those kind of things, especially when they're purchasing, because again, they can't return because it doesn't fit them. So if you're accurately describing it, saying it's full coverage versus it's cheeky, somebody would know that and they would know to purchase or not. Be descriptive in your titles and don't just say what the brand is and what it is. You need to describe it more. Talk about the colors, talk about the size, talk about the fit. There are so many good ways to describe items that are so important and that are going to help your items sell a lot better. So this next one, there's a couple things that I noted that are wrong with it. One, they use a weird filter that creates like a shadow around the item. And I don't think using the filters is a good idea. I think it really takes away from the item and takes away from your photos. And I think it just doesn't help anything. Two, that filter has then cut off the item, so you can't even see the full item. You can't tell what the sleeves look like. It looks like it's a hoodie, but you can't tell if there's like a detail on the sleeves. And so just don't use those filters. Make sure the whole item is shown in the picture. And also make sure that that title is accurate. Again, this person just said that it's this kind of hoodie. They didn't specify the color. They didn't specify the size, if it's oversized, if it's like fitted, if it's, you know, anything like that. So be more descriptive and don't cut off the photo, don't cut off the item in the photo, and the item will probably sell a lot faster. Okay, and the last one that I'm going to talk about is this express turtleneck shirt. And I think, again, they could describe the pattern a little bit more. They can say that it's camo. You could describe the material of the sweater. Is it stretchy? Is it soft? Is it, you know, is it going to keep you warm, or is it really thin? Is it scratchy? Like, there are so many ways to describe a sweater, and the fact that they're just saying it's a turtleneck sweater is not really helpful. So definitely describe that it's camo, because that is a major part of it, but also describe how it fits, describe the size of it, so many things like that. And again, I think this item would sell so much faster with those extra details in the title. All right, so that is actually all the things I'm going to talk about in this video on reasons why your listings aren't selling. Again, just remember going forward that your listings are really important, and those are what keep you going on Poshmark. Those are things that are going to help you have the most success. And if you have bad photos, people are not going to shop from your closet. First impressions are really important, and if someone sees a bad photo, they're going to scroll right past it. So make sure that your listing photos are good, and make sure that you are making these changes to your closet, because you want to make sure that you're giving your closet as many chances for things to sell as possible. If you want to see another video like this, I do a couple of these a year. So if you want to see another one, I will link 2 more right here on the screen. And also, like I said, make sure that you're subscribed, because I don't want you to miss a future video that I do here on this channel. But until next time, I will see you then.